Hello everyone, I am Dr. Balakrishna K, working as Assistant Professor in Department of EC, MIT Mysore. This is the second class of the course Power Electronics. In the first class, I have discussed about the what is power electronics and what is the course objective of power electronics. And after studying this course, what the learners will be able to do in a industry or in an academic way. In the first class, we discussed about introduction to the power electronics and the definition of the power electronics, how it is different with respect to other electronic subjects we have studied earlier, and also we have discussed about the block diagram, that is general block diagram with respect to power electronics with the application oriented. We have discussed the block diagram of power electronics with respect to applications level, and we have also discussed the power semiconductor devices. These power semiconductors devices are the heart for your power electronic devices, where in the power electronic devices we have discussed three different groups of power electronics. The first one will be the power diodes, and the second one will be the power thyristors, and the third one will be the power transistors. In a previous class only we discussed about the power diodes, how it will be differ with respect to normal diode, that is a single diodes with respect to power diodes, and based on that we have considered how the structures will be different with respect to normal diode to power diodes. And also we have discussed the VI characteristics, how the voltage and current are varying with respect to one and each other. We have discussed till this in the early classes, that is the first class of this course. In the second class of this course, we are starting with respect to switching characteristics of power diodes. The switching characteristics of power diode. The switching characteristics is nothing but the characteristics will be done with respect to varying the voltage and the current ratings, where the switching is nothing but changing states. The switching can be defined as a changing states, how your power diodes will be react with respect to changing in the states of operation. So for this condition, I will go with a waveform, how the current will be varying with respect to voltage in this case. Let's take one application, that is your power diodes will be normally used for the commutation and freewheeling diodes or freewheeling circuits. We call it as an freewheeling diodes. The commutation is nothing but a forcefully we are applying, that is turning off of your particular devices. The commutation is nothing but forcefully or naturally you can turning off your devices will be called as a commutation. That are the application where you will be using your power diodes. Let's take one waveform with respect to switching characteristics of a power diodes. If you consider the waveform, I will go with respect to current ratings and a voltage ratings here. So if you consider your current will be varying with respect to di by dt, why I am taking with respect to di by dt means your current will be varying with respect to time here. For that particular, I will be taking this as an di by dt. I will be considering di by dt, where this will be the current, that current will be a forward current. I will be calling it as a forward current, because your diodes will be working with respect to only with respect to forward bias, where it will be not conducting with respect to reverse bias conditions. So based on your current, your voltage will be changing. For that reason, I will take this as a voltage. This will be your voltage. It will start from zero value, where the voltage can be with respect to both the region, that it can be a positive as well as negative. Where if you consider the current, if you are rising the current, if you are giving some current, what happens? Normally your current will be increasing. The current will be increasing to the peak value. After reaching the peak value, that will be the steady state value. You will make it as an steady condition, that is a constant value of your peak current value. That will be called as a steady condition of your current, and it will be a normally we fix to some values. So based on this, the voltage has to be react with respect to your current. For that, what I will be going, your current, that is based on your current will start from current as a 0, it should not be a negative value, but your voltage should start from a negative value, that is your diode will be in a reverse voltage condition. That I will be called as an minus VR, where your voltage will be starting from a reverse voltage conditions, where it will gradually start from a reverse voltage. Once it reaches the steady state, that means it should reach the peak value here. it should reach the peak value by crossing the zero value. This value will be called as an steady state current, and this will be the peak voltage. I will call this time period as a T1. This time period will be called as a T1. At the end of T1, the current will be in a steady state condition, but the voltage will be in a peak value. Why it is peak value means because of the drift region, the resistance will be much higher and also the inductance will be much higher in this case. So due to the drift region high values, what happens here, there will be a overshoot will be occurs. Overshoot is nothing but due to the high values, automatically the peak value of your voltage gradually decreases. That is, your voltage will gradually decreases to the minimum voltage value. This time period will be called as an T2. This will be the T1 and this will be the T2. In this case, what happens, the current will be in a steady state condition and also your voltage will be a minimum value due to the equilibrium charge carriers. Your voltage will also be in a minimum value and this will be gradually taken with respect to some constant voltage value. So both your current and voltage are in a constant value. Next state what happens, you need to turn off your devices. In that cases, I will automatically make this, that is voltage, that is current will be cross the zero value, this particular voltage to shift to a reverse recovery voltages. For that reason, what I will do, that is gradually your current will be decreases in this case. Gradually your current will be decreases. This value will be called as an T3. In this case what happens, the current will be gradually decreases to the zero value, but there will be no changes with respect to voltages. The voltage will be, that is your voltage will be remain constant as usually. But what happens next, when it crosses the zero value, current crosses the zero value, when it reaches the negative value, automatically what happens, your voltage will also reach to the value. So I will split this particular, this total, the current whatever will be occurring with respect to this time period, I will be called as an reverse recovery time. In this reverse recovery time, I will be taking a two time period. The first one will be the T4, I will be calling it as an T4, and another time period will be called as an T5. In a reverse recovery time, I will be having a two time split, that is T4 and a T5 in this case. So what happens, in the T3 also, your voltage will be in a constant state, in a steady state condition. So once it reaches this value, particular value, automatically your voltage which gradually reaches to the zero value. Gradually reaches to the zero value, and this time period will be called as an, that is you are forcing your diode to reach the reverse recovery time, that to make the turn off your power diodes, that will be called as an voltage reverse recovery. This is the working with respect to the power diodes with respect to changing states from on to off and off to on. This will be called as a switching characteristics of a power diodes. So these are all the general with respect to power diodes, and in the previous class I have said that is you will be having three different types of power diodes. The first one is general purpose diodes. First one I will be calling it as an general purpose diodes. And the second one will be the fast recovery diodes. The second one will be called as an fast recovery diodes. And the third one will be called as an Schottky diodes. The third will be the Schottky diode. So if you consider the general purpose diodes, the reverse recovery time will be very large, that will be around 25 microsecond. The reverse recovery time will be very high, it will be around 25 microsecond. And if you consider the second one, that is fast recovery time, the reverse recovery time will be around 5 microsecond. In this case it will be 5 microsecond. So what happens with respect to the Schottky diodes? In the Schottky diodes, the structures of the Schottky diodes will be different with respect to the any other power diodes. In this case, I will be using a, that is two terminal, that is anode and a cathode. The two terminal I will be using a anode and a cathode. In this case, instead of using a PN junction, I will be using a semiconductor material with respect to a metal in this case. The metal will be connected with respect to the anode part. In this case, the metal is connected to the anode part and the cathode will be connected with respect to the semiconductor material. This is connected with respect to the semiconductor material. So what happens here, if you are using a PN junction, that is P type and a N type, automatically you will be having some storage with respect to that material. But in this case of a metal, you don't have a storage capability as much as with respect to the material you will be using with respect to P type or N type. So automatically what happens, the storage time will be very less, so that what happens, the switching frequency will be very much higher when you compare with respect to general purpose diodes or a fast recovery diodes. If you want to use a application wise, I am saying here, if you want to use a highest switching frequency, that is the fast switching frequency application, you should go prefer for a Schottky diodes. This is with respect to power diodes. Next one, that is nothing but a thyristors. We are discussing about the thyristors. So if you consider the thyristors, I already said you will be having 8 different types of thyristors. That is nothing but the first one will be the SCR. You will be having 8 different types of thyristor. This is the thyristors family. I will be calling it as an thyristor family. In a thyristor family, you are learning in this particular course, you are limited to learn with respect to 8 of this family. That is, the first one will be the SCR, and the second one will be the GTO, and the third one will be the RCT, and the fourth one will be the GATT, fifth one will be the LASCR, sixth one will be the MCT, seventh one will be the TRAC, and eighth one will be the GTO. These are all the 8 different groups we are studying with respect to thyristors family. Out of this 8 of this particular family, the SCR will be most appropriately used thyristors with respect to the thyristors family for the applications level. So if you consider SCR, the SCR will be abbreviated as silicon controlled rectifier. Silicon controlled rectifier. If you consider this particular SCR, how the symbol will be written with respect to SCR means, the symbol of a SCR will be written as, it will be having a 2 terminal. The first one will be that is anode to cathode. Anode to cathode, and the gate terminal will be connected in this case. So this is the symbol of your SCR. And in the similar fashion, if you consider the structure, it will be having a internal structure, that is, it will be having a 3 junctions and a 4 layers. It will be PN. In the SCR we will be using a 4 layers. It's a 4-layer device. There's a P layer, N layer, and again P layer and N layer. So the P layer, the top P layer is connected to the anode terminal, and the N of the N type will be connected with respect to the cathode terminal here, where the gate drive will be connected with respect to the P type material. So these are the 3 terminals with respect to the SCR, that is, it will be having 3 different types of terminals. The first one will be the anode terminal, and the second one will be the cathode terminal, and the third one will be the gate terminal. So in this case, the current should flow from anode to cathode to work with respect to the forward directions, where you are applying an input with respect to the gate terminal, that is, which are connected with respect to the P type material here. So this is the symbol of the SCR and the structures of the SCR. And with respect to this 4 layers, you will be using 3 junctions. I will be calling it as an junction 1, junction 2, and a junction. So if you consider, the junction will be connected with respect to P and N layer, and the junction 2 is connected with respect to the in between the N and P layer, and junction 3 is connected in between the P and N layer. So if you consider how the working with respect to the SCR will be studied in this case, means the working of the SCR will be studied with respect to variation of the characteristics. The variation of the characteristics is nothing but varying with respect to current and a voltage. For this particular characteristics, I will go with respect to the VI characteristics of a SCR. So if you consider the VI characteristics of a SCR, it will be having a x-axis and a y-axis. the y axis will be connected with respect to current. The y axis will be connected with respect to current, and the x axis will be connected with respect to voltage. So if you consider in this case, the current should flow from anode to cathode. So I will be writing here the current is flowing from anode to cathode, and in this case the voltage will also be varying from anode to cathode, and this will be the junction. And in this case this will be when the voltage and current both are positive, that will be considered as a forward direction. There is nothing but a forward bias. When your voltage and current both are negative, that will be considered as an reverse bias. There is nothing but minus IAK, and this will be minus VAK. That is negative voltage flowing across the anode to cathode here. So if you consider in this case, I will be applying some voltage. What happens in this case? Automatically the voltage will be varying, that is increasing with respect to this value. So in this case the voltage will be increasing gradually, but it should need some maximum voltage to turn on this particular device. That is, to turn on the SCR, you need some maximum voltage. Once it turned on, automatically the current will start increasing with a minimum value of the voltage. So in this case I will refer this as a VBO, that is breakover region with respect to this, that is forward breakover region voltage. This is the required voltage to turn on your SCR, make it as a conductivity state. So this will be depending upon the SCR what we are using. So once it reaches this particular breakover, that is forward breakover region, automatically the voltage will be minimized. And automatically the current starts increases. In this case the current starts increases. For this region I will call this as, this is the origin point, that I will be calling it as a 0, and this point will be called as an A. From 0 to A, your SCR is turned off condition. Your SCR will be in a turned off condition, and A, this will be called as an B. I will be mention this point as a B, where in A to B your SCR will be turning on. It is not fully turned on, it is going to turn on. It is a turn on state. So when it reaches the B value, so B to C, this value will be called as an, your SCR will be in a on state. So these are all the three reasons, that is O to A, your SCR will be in a half state. So if you consider A to B, SCR turning on. In this case your SCR is turning to on, and B to C, if you consider the B to C, that is SCR is already turned on in this case. From this you can see the state of your SCR, whether it is a turned on or a turned off or turning to on. So again this is with respect to this condition. See, if this is the normal state to turn on your SCR. See, if I am using a particular gate, in this case I will be using a gate terminal. If I am applying some input voltage, what happens? Automatically your SCR will get turned on immediately at any point of this particular value. So by giving a external gate drive, you can make your SCR to turn on at any point of this particular voltages depending upon the gate drive conditions. And once your SCR is turned on, you cannot turn off this particular SCR without the intervention of the external devices. So if you remove the gate drive also, your SCR will be in a conductivity state. So to turn off your SCR, you have to use a external device to, or external circuits to turn off this SCR. This is with respect to the forward condition mode. So this is with respect to forward conduction mode. If you consider the reverse conductions, what happens? I will be saying your SCR will be conducting with respect to, only with respect to forward conduction. Your SCR will be not conductivity with respect to reverse condition. So what happens here? It will be having some value, that is reverse breakover region or a reverse breakover voltage. This will be called as a reverse breakover voltage, where your SCR can withstand that much of voltages in a reverse condition without damaging your devices. Once it access this particular voltages, automatically what happens? Your SCR will get damages. This is with respect to VI characteristics of your SCR. So next one, if you consider with respect to SCR, the next thyristor family, that is nothing but GTO. If you consider the GTO is nothing but gate turn-off thyristors. The GTO will be called as an gate turn-off thyristors, where your GTO will be also used for the low power applications of your particular devices. This is GTO, that is gate turn-off thyristors. So if you consider the symbol, how the symbol will be reading is, the symbol will be similar with respect to SCR, but it will be having a terminal with respect to this condition. So anode and a cathode, it will be working similar with respect to your SCR only, where your VA characteristics will be similar with respect to SCR, but the symbol only varying with respect to your GTO is, in this particular gate terminal, you will be having a 2 arrows with respect to mentioning the gate terminal here. And in the case of a VA characteristics also, it will be having a 2 dimension, that is, in the x-axis you will be using a voltage, and a y-axis you will be using a current, where flowing from anode to cathode. And only the difference with respect to GTO and SCR is to turn on this particular, you will be using a gate drive, and to turn off, it can be turned off. Your GTO can be turned off with respect to applying a positive gate terminal with respect to the gate drive. Your SCR is not turned off when you remove the gate drive also. But in this case, the GTO is it can be turned off by applying a positive terminal with respect to the gate drive in this case. And in the reverse condition, it will be similar with respect to SCR. And the third one is nothing but SITH. SITH, this is nothing but static induction thyristors. SITH is nothing but a static induction thyristors. In this case, the symbol of the particular SCR can be written as, the symbol of SITH can be written as like this. That is, it will be the current will be flowing from anode to cathode, and it will be having a gate terminal, where this will be used for the medium power applications. This will be used for the medium power applications, where your GTO will be used for the low power applications, but your SITH will be used for a medium power applications. In this case, what happens? You are going to turn on your SITH with respect to similar to SITH, and only difference is turning off. Turning off will be different. In this case, you are applying a negative terminal. What happens here? Characteristics will be similar with respect to SITH also. What happens here in SI, that is in a forward conduction mode with respect to SITH, automatically your voltage will be increasing, but the current will be in a off state. When it reaches the forward breakover region, automatically it triggers the particular current value, and your conductivity will start with respect to the forward directions, and once it reaches the forward directions, your current will start conductivity with respect to the forward direction with the value of the particular voltage level. So in a reverse direction also, what happens here? It will be similar with respect to this condition, where it can withstand some values with respect to reverse breakover region, but it can be turned off, where your GTO will be turned off with respect to applying a positive terminal with respect to the gate terminal, where your SITH will be turned off by applying a negative pulses with respect to gate terminal. This with respect to difference with respect to GTO, SITH and SCR. And the fourth one will be I will go with respect to MCT. Fourth one will be the MCT. So if you consider the MCT, that is nothing but most controlled thyristors. I will be calling it as an most controlled thyristors. Most is nothing but metal oxide semiconductor controlled thyristors. It will be abbreviated as metal oxide semiconductor controlled thyristors. So it will be similar with respect to here, they will be calling it as a MOS. MOS is nothing but a MOSFET. So the symbol will be similar with respect to that condition. In this case, I will be using a, that is, this will be a gate terminal, and I will be refer this as an anode and a cathode. This will be the similar with respect to MOSFET, but in this case it is a combination of a MOSFET and a thyristor family. I will be calling it as an MCT. In a gate terminal I will be using a gate, and in the particular anode to cathode terminal I will be using a transistors material in this case. So if you consider this particular thing, characteristics of a MOSFET will be similar with respect to SCR only, but the only difference is the turning on. How you are going to turn on and how you are going to turn off your particular device means the turn on can be achieved with by applying a negative pulse with respect to the gate terminal. By applying a negative terminal, that is negative pulses to the gate terminal, your MCT will get turned on, and if you want to turn off your MCT, automatically you need to apply a positive terminal with respect to MCT, and the working will be similar with respect to forward conduction and a reverse condition in this case. And next one will be the RCT. If you consider the RCT, that is reverse conducting thyristors. So if you consider the RCT, that is reverse conducting thyristors, see in this case the symbol of this reverse conducting thyristors. Reverse conducting means I will be using a two diodes, that is anti-parallel two diodes with respect to these conditions. These are all the two diodes where your that is current will flowing from anode to cathode. So what is the difference with respect to this particular thing? The forward conductivity will be similar with respect to these conditions of a SCR, but in a reverse direction due to the use of a anti-parallel diode, automatically the reverse conductivity will be very less. For that reason, I can say the reverse conductivity will be very short. So your VI characteristics will be varying with respect to reverse breakdown region in this case. The reverse breakdown region can be mentioned in this case to this point. Next one is triac. See, if you consider the triac, I will be using a anti-parallel SCR in this case. These are the anti-parallel SCR I will be using for the triac, where with the use I will be not mentioning it as an anode to cathode, I will be mentioning it as an MT1 and a MT2, that is a main terminal 1 and a main terminal 2. By using of this particular thing, where your SCR, that is your VI characteristics for the triac will be conducting with respect to both positive cycle as well as with respect to negative cycle. That means it will be conducting with respect to forward direction as well as your negative, that is reverse direction. So if you consider the forward direction, it will be similar with respect to SCR, where to appropriate, that is a forward breakdown region, if it reaches this particular voltage value, automatically it will start to conduct within a span of time, that is with a time of nanosecond, your conductivity will be start with respect to this condition, that will be measured with respect to here. So similarly in these conditions also, what happens, it will start conducting with respect to reverse. So once it reaches the reverse breakdown, that is, I will be not calling it as a breakdown, I will be called as an operating region with respect to, that is reverse operating region. Reverse operating voltage with respect to this condition. When it reaches this particular value, automatically your diode will start conducting, in this case with a span of time. So it will be conducting with respect to positive, that is forward direction as well as reverse directions. In both the way it will be conducting. This is with respect to thyristors family. So last one with respect to the thyristor family is nothing but a LASCR. LASCR is nothing but a light activated silicon controlled rectifier. So in the name only it is saying it is the activating material is nothing but a light. So the light to activate, that is the resistive material should be photoresistive. We need to use a gate terminal. The gate terminal material should be a photoresistive material, so it can access the light waves. So based on the light waves, where your operation can be managed in this case. If you consider this case, what happens? The symbol of your LASER can be written like this, that is anode to cathode, where your light is, this will be the gate terminal, where the input will be a light. I'll be applying a gate terminal, the input is nothing but a light. So based on this particular, how your VA characteristics will be varying. The LASER VA characteristics will be similar with respect to the SCR only, but only thing is the input material is nothing but we are applying a light in the place of a particular voltage or anything. In this case, we will be applying a light. In the forward directions, automatically when the photoresistive material senses the light, when it reaches the maximum amount of light to turn on, that is automatically the voltage will be reaches the maximum to make it turn on. That region will be called as an forward breakover region. When it reaches this, automatically your current will starts increases and it will make the conductivity with respect to the forward directions. In a similar manner, in the reverse directions also, it can resist some values with respect, that is some voltage values with respect to the reverse direction. When it reaches, I will be called as an VBR, reverse breakover region. When it reaches this particular value, automatically your LASER will get damaged. This is with respect to LASER. And the next topic is that with respect to power semiconductor devices, we have studied with respect to first one is power diodes. In that power diodes, we have studied the 3 different types. And the second one will be the power thyristors. In the power thyristor, we have studied with respect to the 8 different groups of thyristors. And the next one is power transistors. Power transistors, this is the third group of the power semiconductor devices. So in this case, you will be having a 4 different types of power transistors. The first one is nothing but a power BJT. First one is a power BJT, what we have studied earlier with respect to bipolar junction transistors. And the second one will be the power MOSFET. That is, we have studied earlier also this MOSFET. In this case, we will call it as a power MOSFET. And the third one will be the IGBT. And the fourth one will be the SIT. These are all the 4 different of transistors we are studying with respect to this course. If you consider the BJT, we will be having 2 different types of BJT. The first one will be the N type and the P type. Based on the N type and the P type, we will be having 2 different types of BJT. In a MOSFET also, we will be having a N type MOSFET and a P type MOSFET, where we can also differentiate with respect to enhancement mode and also with respect to depletion mode. And the third will be the IGBT, insulated gate bipolar transistor, and the fourth will be the SIT. But with respect to this, we are not going in deep with respect to enhancement and depletion mode in the first module, where we are studying that is in a deep with respect to that is transistors in a second module, that is differentiating with respect to N type material and differentiating with respect to P type material and differentiating with respect to depletion mode. In a depletion mode also we will be having a N type and a P type, and a enhancement mode also we will be having a N type and a P type. We will be deeply studying with respect to second module. So I will end the second hour of our electronics class. Let's discuss with respect to another thing, that is how the power electronic controls and the devices are done with respect to, and how they are working with respect to input and output variation. All will be studied in the next classes.